Okay, I gotta pause this music. Okay.
Hello, hello.
Hello, everyone. I think we are live. We have some special Christmassy things. I can see the default one. Let me try to go back to. Okay, it's not quite Christmas yet, though, but I see the cheer. Let me double check if everything is good on YouTube. Hope you guys can hear us. I think we're also live on Twitter or X.
Pratik was missed, man. Pratik was missed.
I know, I missed the whole thing.
I'm actually intentionally hiding my background today for those watching, because I'm actually in the our sort of India HQ office. So this is not an opportunity I'll get for another year. So I wanted to show all the magic that happens behind us and probably in front as well. But that's a little messy, so I picked the
There's a
one
little
which.
alpha in the background. Is what you're trying to say. Is that what you're saying?
No comment on that. Okay,
Oh,
awesome. Hello everyone. I think let me see if we can get some more folks in. I see about 6 people. That's awesome. I know it could be a bit late for some of you, but we got some feedback that this time sort of works better. So, we decided to sort of do this call around this time. It is also our possibly the final community call for this year. 2023 is almost over. I can't believe so. It's kind of exciting because when Anumit and I sort of started this, let me actually bring him on stage. I don't see him yet. Amit can probably join. So when we started this year, we had this really ambitious goal, that we would not only start with open sourcing the protocol, launching this first testnet. This is before the incentivized testnet. Of course, the incentivized testnet was not even like in our planning. We were trying to figure out what is the next step. How do we sort of go from there and bring in some folks? And I remember thinking, oh, if we have like 100 more people in our Discord, that'll be awesome. And which includes validators, node operators, and people working on the protocol. It's a big thank you to the communities for not only supporting us but sticking around till the end of the year. I think our latest count is still about 13,000 on our Discord. I always thought that after phase two kicks off, like it'll start to drop off. No, it sort of continued. So yeah, we do have a bunch of exciting updates to share. I know some of you have been patiently waiting. There was that whole deadline looming around this 12th or 13th December. So it's not like we timed it. We were actually waiting on a few things, and I'll sort of go over it one by one. Meanwhile, I think what you can see, okay, Anma's joined us as well. Awesome. And uh, you must have already observed we are all sporting our new logos in different ways, t-shirts, backgrounds. That's been one of our biggest things. And I hope you really like our rebrand. And it's something we put a lot of effort into, with the website, and not just with the logo, the website, with the content. And I'll sort of walk you over some more things that actually got launched as a part of it. But we'll be continuously improving it. So it's not like, hey, this is all we have in store. This is like the first part of that. But it was a lot of effort, a little bit of a shout out to one of the design agencies we used in the recent past, Wonderstruck, and of course our in-house designer Sagar sort of helped us sort of get it to the finish line. Kudos to all the team members to sort of fill in the content that you see out there today, and we would love to get some feedback. Please say that even in the general channel on Discord, what you like about the website, what you don't like, and maybe we can do a giveaway for some people who give feedback. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. All right. So, first things first, and I think those who sort of joined us in the beginning of the call, they must be wondering, what are they talking about missing out? So obviously we had this huge event with ETH India, and I'll sort of dive into it. But meanwhile, there was a lot of opportunity for some of our team members to meet each other. And actually, let me actually show that. I had this thing open somewhere. There we go. Okay, awesome. Cool. So I'll keep you all in while we talk about it. It actually started here, as you can see. Me and Sammy were extremely pumped. This is after flying for like at least 16, 20 hours. It was our final flight to reach the team in India. And our first event we did was this DeFi Data Day. It was a huge success, completely our event, no sponsors, no panels, all straight devs and actually working with the protocol. Kudos to Shantanu, Anumit, and Akshay for getting it all done on ground. It was not a very easy task. As you can see, so we have some few slides of it. I don't want to go into details of it. We have published a blog post. We've also published some tweets about it. So do take a look. And we had a really good turnout. This was like our very own event. It was super exciting. And of course, it was the start of this big week for ETH India. It's not only because it's home to some of our team members, but it's something where we sort of started as well. So it's very close for us, and it's one of the biggest hackathons as well, and it's what culminates in. But we had a whole lineup, right? So we had this one protocol conference that I had a quick chat about, actually with some really interesting folks from the co-founder of Celestia and co-founder of Whale. We talked about DAs and how sort of Powerloom sort of fits into it. And then there was another opportunity to talk about, of course, we actually did that rebrand reveal that day, was at Pragma. It was an ETH Global event where not only did we talk about our journey, how we got there from actually building this at a hackathon to where we are today, and that's when I actually pushed the button before going on stage to make the website live. So that was pretty exciting, getting all that sort of done. And then there was one more opportunity at the India Blockchain Week where I actually got to sit down with Router Protocol co-founder and one of the senior members from the Graph and talking about developer tools in the multi-chain world was super exciting. I believe there's a clip of it somewhere. If you look on our Twitter, I think we've shared it as well. So please do take a look. And then finally, it was time for ETH India, one of the biggest Ethereum hackathons. I think there was about 2,000 hackers in the workspace, and there's even like about 500,000 people more. I've never seen so many people in one place. And kudos to Anumit and Akshay for putting together this workshop, talking about in 20 minutes. We had to do that, so I'll just sort of maybe try to show some of these. Hold on, sorry, I was not supposed to keep this open. There we go. Okay, so there was like our setup as we were getting all our booth setup done. This is after the team's like, this is just first day, right? And it goes pretty really day two. I think day two was even bigger. I remember a lot of hackers coming into our booth talking about it. This is like just a tip of the iceberg. Like it was huge. I don't think we've shared a picture of the whole venue. It's probably there somewhere at the end. I'm trying to look that as well. So, and it goes on at night. Even I remember it was the night before the hackathon, and we had to do judging on the next morning. So Shantanu and Akshay actually sat down till like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., helping these hackers sort of build all their cool things. It was super exciting to see that. And some of them actually won as well. So I think we've revealed all our details here in a Twitter thread. I believe one of us can share this in the YouTube chat. And I think it's already on our Twitter as well. So we gave out about $10,000 in bounties, super exciting projects. I think I was from the last time we presented to now, it was a huge difference. Like I would say that probably 5x, right, in terms of projects impact. We actually had a hard time judging like who to pick as winners for each track. It's super exciting. Please do check out the projects as well, how they utilize Powerloom. And in the end, we wrapped up. We had a little bit of before the team sort of went into different. Oops, sorry. Into different places. We took a picture as well. Clearly, we were all a little exhausted, but I think I want to sort of pass that on to Anumit at this time, like how it felt, like in spite of the exhaustion. What was the advantage of it, Anumit? If you want to talk about it a little bit.
Uh, hey everyone, I hope you can hear me clearly. All right. Yeah, I mean, this was like one of the best, I guess, in-person hackathons I have also ever had in my life. Like, sheerly the scale of it and the way the whole team came together. Yeah, the most interesting part was the last 2 nights, actually, like what Swaroop mentioned. Even the day before the judging until night, we were sitting like first until 10, then Akshay again went back after dinner at midnight, I think, to help them. One of the things that also came out of this hackathon is uh, just the demonstration, the kind of diverse use cases that got built on our APIs, like people built price prediction and classification sort of models on top of the data. People also created graph data models, which is one of my favorite graph, as in the computer science graph. I hope you don't get any other ideas. So yeah, that is purely our focus: computer science and good math. There we got to see how that could be such a beneficial thing, and also for one of lightweight use cases. People are just monitoring IoT sort of beeps on a blockchain, which show up as microtransactions. People are also kind of tracking small trades, small transfers on their portfolio wallets. We're good for that as well, right? So all the hard work that the team, not just the engineering team, also the other teams that have constantly been functioning across the board with each other, right? They have been constantly giving feedback, being we have been internally quite critical of the quality of work we put out of there, the quality of communication we put out there. I hope we could do our developers and our followers some justice leading up to this ETH India and the way it ended. You can also see it in the quality of submissions, but we will also be posting like individual interviews with these teams who built on us, who won those prizes. We really want to showcase to you the kind of different data markets that we can support, which have been proven, but we will also try to bring it to you in a more polished, community driven, market driven sort of format. So yeah, that's, I'll just keep it short until that, but that is like one of the major like interesting things that came out of this whole approach to the hackathon.
Awesome. Thank you, Anmol. Uh, and I think before I sort of get into rest of the agenda, um, Sammy, if you want to maybe do give a quick overview of your experience at the India Blockchain Week in general.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, first and foremost, it was a blessing and such a joy to be able to actually meet everybody in person and get a chance to be with everybody in person. Pratik, you were missed, my friend, but we had a little moment together in Vancouver right before we left. And, there's something to say about being able to, get to know people online, work with people digitally. And that's kind of the beautiful thing on working in the metaverse like this is like, we get to be all over the world and get all this work done, but it infinitely shows so much great power when you're with people together. And being able to do this and start with our event, and so Arup and I landed at 3 a.m. and then we got to the hotel by 6, and then in the evening we had our side event. And the energy that we just immediately got from being with everybody, then seeing all these different developers, there was about 65 people there waiting to learn about how our product, our protocol, how they can build with what we've put out there. Swaroop and Anumit have been working on this for almost 3 years behind the scenes, and here we are, 2023 ETH India. And my first experience in India, everybody was lovely. There was a lot of people just energized to meet, to talk about projects, and we got a chance to meet people from the Sandbox, people from CapEx, people from Polygon, of course, lots of friends and new places. So it was overall a wonderful experience.
Awesome. Thank you, Sammy. So I think I'll sort of maybe one more mention, and where maybe Akshay, who put in a lot of effort to get this up and running in terms of our product updates. Obviously, you saw the rebrand that the entire team had put effort into. Please do check it out. It's obviously on our main website, powerloom.io, so you'll see a lot, and there'll be more information coming in as well. But one of the other things that we actually really pushed out was our documentation. This is something that was overdue for a long time, but the effort that was necessary, especially before the hackathon, where you have thousands of hackers wanting to take a look. And I think Akshay, if you want to sort of speak to it on how you how you put that effort late night getting all this in place.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Farouk. Yeah, so the main thing we focus on was build on Powerloom section, because that was really critical for hackers to build on, right? Like not only putting out documentation, that's not always enough. We had to put out like specific examples how you can build on Powerloom. how you can extend our current use cases, for example, Pooler, Facebook Quest, and all of that. And that really helped developers because they took those examples, they cloned those repos, and they build on their own use cases. So I think right now there are about 16 folks on our snapshot or compute modules and about 50 folks of Pooler, if I'm not wrong. So yeah, a lot of we got a lot of eyes on our code base. We got a lot of constructive feedback as well. What things are difficult for them, what we can improve. So all of these those things were really helpful. And I think we'll be constantly updating the documentation as well as our code base and fix all of those pain points that the developers have pointed out and make it a even more seamless experience, I think.
Awesome. Uh, Thank you, Akshay. Yeah. So, and this is for whether it was snapshotters or other people in our community who had been asking this for a long time. So this is like actually a very comprehensive documentation. It's not only about running Powerloom nodes, but actually extending the protocol if you want to sort of take part. And we'll be announcing more things very, very soon. So the hackathon was like our first sort of push towards it, right? That's why we invited all these hackers to come in, and they built like things, as Anumad said, beyond what we even could comprehend. But there's a long way to go, right? We're a new protocol out there, but I think it's looking awesome. Okay, so I think at this point I'm gonna move the speakers off, and maybe I will just switch to talking about what probably most people are waiting for, is phase two stuff. What's been going on? And yeah, so in terms of timeline, uh, and let me probably open up the website. I did have it open, but CoinList tends to slow the page down. Yeah, I don't know why it keeps saying this. You're not unauthorized. I know that error throws people off a bit. It just does nothing. If you just refresh, it goes away. It's something on their end that we are hoping to get it fixed soon. But anyway, so we talked about it. I mean, most of you are probably on this call have been waiting, like when sort of the deadline for doing different things. So I believe there's some information that's been going out, but I thought today is the day we were going to first announce. So we're still tweaking this page. It's not fully live yet. But the if you've seen the previous one, so we've talked about a few things. So you will see the biggest difference that's out there today. So some of it is going to go live later today or tomorrow. So we're just working with the Merkle platform. One of the biggest changes that we're bringing in is we're completely getting rid of any sort of leaderboard. I know this was one concern that constantly came up in chats. So if I actually go back to the YouTube chat, I think it keeps coming up. So one of the things what we've done is we just decided everyone's going to get rewarded as long as you've sort of reached the minimum threshold and you have KYC'd with CoinList. So this means there's no more randomness. So if you've done the tasks, you get rewarded. I think this is going to be huge. We also increased our reward. Actually, we're still finalizing on it, the final details, but I think I can actually see some of the copies already live right now. But we will sort of confirm that in the next 48 hours what that final XP will be. But yeah, that's the goal, right? So to give you a comparison to what it looked before, it was only when you got to a certain rank you'd get that XP. You'd get so many rewards. Now we've just made it 1:1. So if you have 100 XP, you will get 100 rewards on future Powerloom tokens, and so this will make it super easy. It's still limited. It's still up to only top 5,000 people, but now there's no uncertainty of whether you qualify waiting for some others. So if you're on the Merkle platform right now, whatever XP you have, and if you've finished the CoinList KYC task, you're guaranteed those rewards. So I think this is going to be a really big change, and I hope this is going to make a lot of people happy. They would not have to worry about it, and I'll go through the Q&A as well. Now, you might be wondering, we did have like a timeline involved. So I understand there was, I think we had this original timeline of around 20th of December. But what we always said we're going to give 2 weeks of heads up, right? So we're going to do a little more since the year is coming to an end on 31st. Some of you have holidays before that, so some of you might take a little more time. And those who are actually also new, I'll be talking about that as well. There's a little bit of a surprise in store for you, rest of you who have been waiting. But for existing folks, so again, we want you to have a little more time to finish KYC or whether we want to finish all the tasks. So we're going to open up all that on Merkle very soon. But until then, we will actually extend it till end of December. Right now it says 20th, but it's going to get extended till end of December. So this will be more than 2 weeks. But this is it, right? This is when phase 2 will officially end. After that, we will not be accepting any new folks. If people have pending KYCs, we might give a little more time, but we will announce a final deadline for that as well. So you do have to start your KYC before that. So 31st December will be the last date that people can do quests on our platform and also initiate KYC. Now, I know it's been frustrating from an experience of for certain people because of documentation requirements and many other purposes. They are not able to do KYC because of CoinList requirements. So we have some things in place. We did set up a Airtable form that people can fill in and CoinList can sort of expedite their requests. But if you don't have a certain document, unfortunately, there's nothing much we can do. So all of this was actually there when you first registered and signed up for our testnet, right? So that's been the case. So hopefully this is something all of you will be excited about. The gas incentive program has not been stopped yet, but we might end that after we hit a certain threshold. So we'll keep it open. There's one big thing that we do want to announce, and maybe let me do a little teaser of that since we're not going live today on it. Let me bring that up. Where was the teaser? Okay. All right. So that's something special we've been working on for the community. It's not only for existing folks, but also for new folks. So we're calling it this wildcard entry. The idea is going to be a referral program where you can now refer friends. And actually, this is the final sort of set of quests. There'll be a bit of a difference, and maybe I can just give a preview of what it's going to look like. And once it's live, we will announce it on our Discord, Twitter, all our places that we usually talk about. So if you refer a friend, and if that friend has a verified account, so there's two conditions to it. So let me see if it actually shows. Yeah, they do have to complete their KYC. So if they do that, you will earn rewards for that as well. So not only are we at this pace, we are going to open it up as well, and this is going to be pretty cool. This I think something that was asked when we first started. Unfortunately, because we had that whole invite system, we couldn't do that in the beginning. At this point, we're going to open up the system, so this way you can invite friends. It doesn't matter. There are still restrictions. You still have to follow the CoinList terms of service and our terms of service, so that'll help up as well. And but in the end, as long as the person you referred has finished the CoinList KYC, you will earn the reward. So we have some quests for that once it goes live fully. So this is like a preview of what it's going to look like. Once it goes live, we will actually update on our website, on the CoinList page as well, and also announce it through our Discord and Twitter. So it's pretty simple. You will just essentially just share a link with your friend, and all they have to do is complete a certain quests of verify the KYC, and you should get the reward. Okay, so it's going to be as simple as how you do for existing users right now. But this is the final set of quests. Simple, no more extra on-chain tasks. But like I said in the beginning, now because we have removed the concept of leaderboards, the idea is the more quests you're finished, you'll be getting rewards. So I'll switch to Q&A. I know some of the questions are already starting to come in, but I'll switch to Q&A very soon. So I think in terms of just quick highlights. So so the teaser that I did mention what it's about. So that's going to be this very special sort of loot box. You'll be getting that NFT that we have really worked hard with Sagar, who's sort of built something special for you guys. So this is something special. So it's only for people who sort of refer. So it's like you and your friend, both of you get it, right? So that's going to be something really cool. This is like another thank you from our side for supporting us. But there will be the time limit. So like I mentioned, December 31st will be the end of phase 2 testnet. After that, we will not be accepting any new registrations. You also don't need to fill up the Google form anymore. We'll be opening up this platform once the referral system goes live. So either your friend can invite you, or you can directly sign up as well. Still have to follow all terms and conditions. And when you refer somebody and they sign up and finish their KYC, you get rewards for that. And the most important, no leaderboards. So if you get 100 XP points, you get 100 rewards. And you can go, I believe you can go up to 330 or like 350 right now. So we'll just confirm that number and get back to you, because I think there was an older copy of it that wasn't supposed to go live today. Okay. On that note, I believe we can move to Q&A. So let me turn this one off, and whoever wants to come back on, let's do that. Pratik. Okay. Share. Okay. So if you're back. All right. So I'm going to look at the YouTube questions first, and then we can go there. Okay. Awesome. So I'm going to start from the beginning. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Almost late. Hope I didn't miss anything. Nope, you didn't. I don't think at that timestamp you had missed much. How can I run a node? Okay. Actually, I did miss that part. I just realized. Yes. So phase one of our testnet actually did conclude. We informed our snapshotters. So a huge shout out to our snapshotters who stuck around till end of our phase one. There's obviously a few who couldn't either finish their KYC or did not really run their node till the very end. So we do have to release those slots. So we might actually invite some people who were in our phase one waitlist to come and run the nodes. Details of this is not yet finalized, because it'll be a very sort of a one-on-one basis, on a case-by-case basis. We'll just reach out to you how that works. But for now, for others to run a node, we will be setting up a non-incentivized testnet, so there's no rewards for it. So we did this already at ETH India for the hackers. So I think Akshay and Anumit might do maybe a small tutorial, something. Shantanu can probably push that out, where you can join a testnet and actually help us but there won't be rewards for that, right? Because that program's already over. Okay, what's the rewards? Is that on the website? Yes, if you go to the CoinList page, the rewards have been pretty much clear. We have given all the information there. Unfortunately, since it's a video, I cannot publicly sort of talk about how the tokenomics and all those things work, but all of that information is on our CoinList page. So if you go to coinlist.co/Powerloom-testnet, you should have all the information there. Okay. I think somebody asked again about how to run a node. I've answered that. Another question. Good evening. I've applied for the testnet program, but still haven't gotten any reply. So if you actually applied just in the last 1 week, we'll send out more invites as well. But like I mentioned on the call earlier, that we will be opening it up to everybody. So you will not actually need to, there's no more waitlist once that goes live. Next question. What does it take to run a Powerloom node, and will there be incentives for it? What will be the system requirements? So in case you missed our phase one program, so we did have incentivized testnet for Powerloom node operators. The application for that has been closed. Actually, even the program has ended, but we have some slots remaining. So we're going to invite some more folks to come in. But and for everybody else who have sort of graduated, a big shout out to them. They'll be actually moving on to working with us on different things as well. And the system requirements are actually public on our GitHub as well. So I believe it requires about 4 cores of RAM, 4 cores of CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, and about 50 gigs of hard disk space. You can even run it on a GitHub code space. But otherwise, we usually recommend people to run their own servers, whether on their computers or on cloud servers. Next question. When can we run the validated node? We have submitted the form and been waiting for a long time. Actually, we have never had a validator node form. So I think you might be getting confused with snapshotters, which is okay. So same thing. If you've been waiting for that, since I did mention that we are releasing some of these slots, so you might have a chance to participate. There is no, I believe there was somebody who spread some misinformation that there's a validated program running. Right now, there isn't any, but if there is in the coming future, I'll just not comment on that. We will announce that as well separately. So right now, you can sort of take a look at our documentation. You can even run the node locally. I think we have set it up now in a way that you can run the whole network on your own machine. Okay. I don't see any more questions. So if there's nothing else, I think we are exactly 30 minutes into this. I was keeping a count. If that's the case, we will probably be wrapping things up. Pratik or I will be announcing on our Discord when the Wildcard program goes live. We'll update the CoinList page as well. I think it's already partially updated. We'll just sort of update it fully, reflect the rewards, work with the Merkle team. And once that goes live, you guys should be able to invite your friends and get the rewards. But in the end, the leaderboard goes away. So this is guaranteed more rewards. And if actually somebody's keeping count of the math, we've actually given out way more rewards now. So I believe we had set aside only about 0.1% before, but now it's going to be almost closer to 0.17%. So it's almost double the initial rewards. So that's about it. Please do keep in mind, we will not be extending the testnet after December 31st. So that'll be the last one. It's very easy. It's also end of the year. So if 2023 ends, that's about it. We'll answer more questions. I think our moderators, shout out to I'm Optimist and Sonny about helping answering so many questions. I know there's been many questions in the testnet phase 2 channel, general channel. So I believe you have sort of addressed a lot of it. But when this program goes live, we'll sort of help you guys with that as well. Okay, Pratik, any ending notes from your side? I know I didn't give you the mic, so I figured you can, if you want, you can wrap up.
No, yeah, super exciting updates all over from ETH India to the things that we did at ETH India. I mean, we also did the DeFi Data Day. That was exciting. That was like our own flagship, whatever event. There are more flagship things coming up in terms of what we want to kind of do at events. There are more things that we have planned. The Wildcard entry is super exciting, and sort of gave all of you a rundown of what that's like. And yeah, just excited. It's obviously end of the year, but super excited for what's coming up the next.
All right, thank you, Pratik. I did notice a couple more questions that came in as we were chatting. First question was, when are we expecting mainnet to go live? We don't have a date yet for mainnet. I mean, it's obviously going to be next year. It's not going to be beyond that. But when we are closer to it, we'll probably announce our date for it. It's a more progression. As you can see, we have this phased approach to doing things. So we want to be more confident of our system scaling, especially our network, which has already been running in testnet mode, but like making it, scaling it further. And once I believe Akshay and Anand will tell me that, hey, this is good to go, then we'll just announce a date and we'll go live on mainnet. Last question. And after this, I think we'll wrap up. One more. I think you mentioned you can earn up to 300 XP reward right now, but I think you can only do 280 XP from 14 quests. Yes. Like I said, it has not gone live yet. So Merkle, this was just a preview of how much you can possibly earn. So once the referral system goes live, because the referral system can give you up to about 50 XP, actually maybe even a bit more. We were just internally discussing today how much we want to do, but that'll actually add to that 280 that you can see right now. So that's why it says 330. But yeah, once it's live, we'll ping you guys. You'll be able to get to that. Okay, awesome. All right, if that's about it, I think this was probably the last community call. And thank you so much for joining, especially for those late at night. Shout out to the entire Powerloom team, community, extended team, moderators for helping us get here. And don't worry about it. We'll still be pushing updates just because there's no community call. Well, we have a lot of things in store. We've been working on the things, as you could see, all the updates that we had for today. And yeah, talk to you all more on Discord and Twitter. Bye-bye.